Okay, the last major question we have to talk about with to and usted is when to use which form. So when do you use the to form, when do you use the usted form? Since usted is formal, you're using it with strangers, for one. So people you don't know yet, you want to be polite, a little formal since you don't know them yet. You'll use usted. Another type of person that you might want to use usted with is somebody who's older than you. So kind of like trying to be more respectful with elders, that's why you would use usted. So similarly, if you're trying to show respect for someone, for whatever reason, then you also would like to use usted, just to err on the side of caution. So a lot of times if you're not sure what to use, to or usted, you should just default to usted. That way you're being polite and respectful. A good rule of thumb that kind of like is like a good trick for remembering when to use usted is if the person has a title in their name. So somebody like a teacher, you would call Mr. or Ms. That's a person you would use usted with. Somebody who's a doctor or a lawyer, any kind of like formal position, you want to use usted since they have a title. On the other side, to is more informal or familiar, so you use that with people who are kind of on the same level with you. So it would be people who are your same age, your peers, similarly your classmates, and you usually use to with your family. Although maybe if you're trying to be especially respectful of older members of your family, you would use usted instead. But for the most part, people that you're really familiar with, your family, that would be to in most cases. So the other rule of thumb that's kind of a trick for remembering when to use to is if you're on a first name basis with the person. So again, there aren't really hard and fast rules. These are some good rules of thumb. It's kind of like a gray area, and you make the ultimate decision based on like the overall feeling you have for that person. If you're really familiar with them, or if you don't really know them very well, or you want to be cautious or respectful. So yeah, that's pretty much when you would use each one.